Sometimes winning has a lot to do with just not losing. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you some of the mistakes that I see people make that those that win in real estate, they avoid. All right, I'm going to turn this a little bit today, something that maybe some people would look at as a negative. This is some of the things that I love to see agents doing that I know if they're avoiding these mistakes, success is just around the corner. I want to start with this. Listen, there's a part of the business when you start where you have to work with buyers consistently. You don't have the skills really to work with sellers. You haven't developed a farm area. You haven't done those things. But listen, what we focus on expands. What are you focusing on? The biggest mistake I see a lot of agents that fail in this business make is that they focus solely on buyers. They don't control their schedules. Listen, when you're in this business, if you're focusing on buyers, you can't control your schedule. They're going to control your schedule. When you're focusing on buyers, you can't control how many showings you're going to have, but you can control by owning the listings. When you have the listings, listen, on a Saturday when I've got a listing, it may be shown 10 times. If I've got a client that I've got to show 10 properties to, I don't have control of that situation nearly like I do when I've got listings. Also, statistics show every single time you take a listing, if you're doing your job right, it should generate 2 additional transactions. Make sure you're out there and you're focusing on the listings, because the people that focus on the listings, they build a real estate business that sustains and grows on a consistent basis. The second mistake I see unsuccessful agents make is they don't build a database. The successful agents I know, they avoid this mistake. They actually go in and they make sure that on a consistent basis, every single day, they're adding new people to their database, more people they can communicate to on a consistent basis. Listen, I've said it before, the value of your business, I can look at your database and tell you how consistent your business is going to grow. Do you have complete information about the buyers you worked with in the past? Do you have complete information about the people you've talked to or met at open houses? The people you've circle prospect, how much information did you keep so that 2 years from now you can remember that conversation, or you can be prompted to remember some of the things about their family or their current situation when they call you back in. See, here's what happens sometimes is when we don't have a database, we're just reacting to what happens on a daily basis. We're coming in and trying to figure out what it is. When we have a database that's full of information, we have a database that we're communicating to on a consistent basis, all of a sudden now we stop riding this roller coaster because that consistent communication generates consistent business. The third mistake I see agents make that fail in this business is not having a plan. I love to see a successful agent. I promise you, if I go back and I look at a successful agent, they've had a plan of action. They've had strategies they're doing on a daily basis to make sure that their business is growing. Do you have a detailed plan of action that backs not only your yearly goals, but does it back it down to monthly activities? Does it back it down to weekly activities? And what is it that you need to, that you know that if I do this every day, if I have 10 conversations about real estate every day, I don't have to worry about the results today. I know that over time, that consistency, making sure that I'm doing the things I know that are going to generate those things in the future, if I do those, I know that I can leave each and every day knowing I'm going to grow my business in a way that others will not. Avoid the mistake of not having a plan. The fourth mistake unsuccessful agents make is that they don't understand what's really going on in the market. Are you understanding exactly how the market's moving? How many days on the market? Here's what successful agents do. They avoid this mistake by simply diving in and becoming the market expert. Understanding where we are, having the ability to talk to a seller about the average days on market, talking to a seller about what is the list to sale price in our market, talking to a seller about what is the average price per square foot. You see, when you get down to a point where you can communicate to sellers, and then you get to this point where you come to a buyer and you say, hey, listen, in this environment, we're going to have to be super aggressive. We can't always go in and negotiate terms and price, especially as a buyer now. We've got to get everything ready prior to making an offer so that we put our best foot forward, because we're going to possibly be competing with multiple offers. You see, when you understand what's really going on with the market, now you're at a place where you can communicate it to your buyers and sellers, and that professionalism that you're giving them helps you succeed. The fifth mistake I see agents that don't make it in this business make is they spend time with unproductive agents. It's so easy when you come into the office because there's always somebody lingering around that wants to talk about how bad the market is, or they want to just spend a little time instead of making calls talking to another agent about how bad things are. This is what I found with successful agents. They avoid this mistake. What they do is they search out top producing agents or people that are in the same boat they are, and they find ways to share information or to ask questions in a way that gives them the ability to continue to grow. They don't spend the time with the unproductive agents because that just hinders your growth. Find the people that are better than you. Find the people that are more consistent than you. Whatever it is, the area of your business that you want to grow, find the person that's good in that. Spend some time with them. Ask them questions that give you the ability to understand how they think, what they do on a daily basis. If you spend time with productive agents, I promise your productivity is going to go up. The sixth mistake that really top producing agents, people that really thrive in this business, that they avoid is becoming complacent. You see, what can happen sometimes is you can have a little bit of success and be like, well, this is pretty easy. The market has made us look, in a lot of cases, better than we are right now. Let me just say this after 27 years in the business. The market won't always make you look better than you are. Sometimes it'll make you look worse than you are. Don't get complacent right now. Right now is the time to drive down on the relationships with the people that you have in your database. Right now is the time to make extra calls, because a lot of agents that are in this business are fat and happy, so to speak, right now, and they're not making the calls. The efforts you make right now, the people that just, they get out there and they don't get complacent with things that have happened or where they are right now, and they're always striving to take it to the next level, to build those relationships stronger. Those people are the ones that when everybody else is trying to figure out what's going on in the market, they're moving their business ahead. Last but not least, what I find with people that really thrive in this business is they avoid the mistake of staying in your comfort zone. Everything you want is on the other side of that little bit of pain. Every single thing you want this business to look like is on the other side of your comfort zone. Listen, if what you've done to this point has gotten you to where you are, it's not going to get you to the next level. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get uncomfortable. I love the fact that sometimes what happens is that's the barrier that sets great agents apart from good agents. The agents that have the ability to go out there and get uncomfortable with making more phone calls or sitting open houses or door knocking or sending more letters out or spending more time on video and really honing their craft on how to communicate to people. Those are the people that get outside of their comfort zone. They do the things that make them uncomfortable, and the fact that they're doing that, it's almost like the universe just starts working to give them more opportunities. Make sure you're not falling into this place where you're not just getting complacent, but you're staying in your comfort zone and not pushing yourself to be all that you were created to be. I love the fact that every single thing we've talked about today, you can control. You can control your attitude. You can control whether you get complacent. You can control whether you stay in your comfort zone. You can control whether you build your database. All of these are things that you can absolutely control. I'll promise you, if you'll take action, if you'll do these things that we talked about today, your business can't help but grow. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.